What's poppin', you thirsty thoughts? I'm Xavier of the Black Creatures, and this is Thirsty Thursday, a show where Jade and I talk about art, music, movies, and anything else that's got us thirsty this week. Growing up black, there are a handful of movies you kind of just end up seeing. It just comes with the territory, like Love and Basketball, Candyman, House Party, Friday, The Wiz, Coming to America, Vampire in Brooklyn, Bebe's Kids. The list kind of just goes on, but I have a confession to make. I hadn't seen Candyman until just a few weeks ago. I really don't even know how I never saw it. Growing up, I definitely heard about it a lot, but there just wasn't an opportunity to see it. I think I saw the ending once, but that was like decades ago or something. I don't know. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, this week I've been ruminating on a thought that's probably been bubbling around in the collective conscious for decades now. Something that's been on everybody's mind, but far away from their words. Almost completely taboo. But we've all been thinking it. Who would win in a fight? Maximillian, Candyman, or Deebo? Being the titular villains of their films, they mostly function as a foil or an obstacle to the main character's journey. But without the main character, who are these baddies? Without a protagonic reflection, what are their powers, strengths, and weaknesses? In this 4-part Thirsty Thursday, we're gonna find out which villain really has the thirst for victory. The vampire in Brooklyn's Maximillian is a charming, smooth-talking Caribbean vampire out to find the love of his life in Brooklyn, New York. He's the last vampire in the world because his kind was hunted for draining people of their blood pretty regularly. It's like half tragic, but like maybe don't be a blood-sucking monster, or at least ask for permission to slurp on someone's gooey juices? I don't know. That's not what we're here for though. In the first 30 minutes, we see that Max can shapeshift.
A what?
It was a wolf, goddammit! Big, black, faking ass wolf! The motherfucker jumped off the boat and ran over there. And when it got there, son of a bitch turned into a man. Did the flip-flop shit on me.
Seems pretty wolf-specific, but hey, don't let me shame your fursona. He can turn people into subservient ghouls by feeding them his blood.
Hey, what the fuck you doing? Come on.
Welcome to the party, Julius.
Oh, shit.
You belong to me now.
Hey, bro. Why you doing that?
And he can rip people's limbs off like they're Mr. Potato Head. He's invulnerable to normal methods of harm.
I've been stabbed, and I've been hanged, and I've been burned. Even broken on the rack once, but I've never been shot before. Kind of itches a little.
And Max also showed some kind of magical ability to warp reality, but it seemed mostly limited to non-living matter since he only used the spell to manage his interest for interior design.
A minute earlier and she'd have caught me casting every spell I knew on Julius's pigsty of an apartment. But by the time she arrived, I had the place in reasonable shape, if I do say so myself.
We're not done yet. On top of his preternatural abilities, he's also very manipulative, capable of using a long con to get a woman to become a vampire with him. I mean, he didn't succeed, but like that's because the plot needed him on the losing end of a love triangle. Why is every fantasy adventure wrapped up in some love triangle-y bullshit? Anyway, those are his powers and strengths, but what are his weaknesses? What makes Max's undead knees buckle? Being a vampire, he has basically every vampiric weakness. He's afraid of the sun, avoidant of Italian food, never goes to church even though he needs it, although he did totally impersonate a pastor, which surprisingly did not harm him. These are absolutely the makings of a bad boyfriend, Max. No wonder you couldn't get the girl. Max also has a pretty fatal reaction to this one specific dagger designed to kill vampires, I guess, but neither Deebo nor the Candyman will have that weapon, so I guess it's irrelevant. Still, Max has got a lot going for him in terms of ability, and it makes me wonder how Deebo found himself on this list. But you can find out next week on, well, wait, actually, Jade will be doing Thirsty Thursday next week, and I'll be covering Candyman the week after, so I guess it'd be 2 weeks after that when I get to... Just stay tuned and check out Vampire in Brooklyn on Hulu before it gets taken down. You can use the links below to find and follow us all over Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Spotify, and even Patreon. Don't forget to like and subscribe to quench that thirst every Thursday. I'm Xavier of the Black Creatures. See y'all next week.